Hey, what's up guys? So in this video, we're going to talk about how to get your first SaaS users for free from a 2-time SaaS founder. So if you don't know me, my name is Alex. I run Drippy.ai. This is done well over $1 million in revenue now, and we are running Flywheel now as well. And so we're going to be going over how to get your first SaaS users for free, and this is something I'm currently doing for Flywheel. Flywheel is still in its very, and this is how Drippy got started as well. And this is just kind of how you, like, if you have, like, what I'm going to talk about is like the bare bones minimum, what you need to be doing, or like the simplest way to do it. It's pretty much free. With Flywheel, like, I'm doing a little bit more advanced stuff because obviously, like, it doesn't have to be free because there's cash flow from Drippy that is funding Flywheel. But this is like a great way to go about it. And if I was starting from zero, again, this is exactly how I do it. This is pretty much what I'm doing with Flywheel, but then I'm just like paying for automations and volume. That's pretty much the difference. And I'll talk about one specific thing at the end of the video, going over like the specific message that I'm sending. You can't do it if you have like zero money in the bank, but highly recommend you do, or like some version of it. Okay, so for free, we're very close to free. There's really 3 things you can do. And again, these are just my notes. I don't know if you watch any the other videos, these are just notes. This isn't like, I'm gonna kind of be reading off it, but then just explaining it. So 3 things you can really be doing: outreach, content, paid media. Paid media, it's not free, right? It's obviously paid. So this, we will scratch it out. Outreach, you can divide it up into warm and cold warm and cold outreach, and then content, right? So content we will be talking about at the end. So in terms of outreach, I just want to preface by saying that this will be hard and it will take you a bunch of time, but if you stick with it, I can pretty much guarantee that it'll work, and it's going to work really well. Like, literally, I did this and I booked a meeting this morning on my 7th email. So yes, it works really well. And just so you set the, like, for context and for setting the right expectations, like, I'm talking at least 4 hours a day doing this. So here we go. This is the stack that I would run. So first of all, the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out, like, you need to find really good leads, right? I don't recommend you just go mass everything. I recommend you start off slow. You start out, like, again, you should just start off for free, and you find perfect leads that you're reaching out to. You are manually finding these leads, and you are manually vetting each and every single one of the leads. Okay, I'll talk about like how to do this so that you don't want to fucking poke your eyes out. But again, this isn't going to be easy. It will be hard. It's simple, but not easy. Or I guess it's simple and easy. You just kind of have to stick with it. So for leads, I would just manually go on LinkedIn and find companies. I would go manually on Twitter and find these founders. And then I'd also be looking at databases. I'd get the free version of Apollo. SaaSDB is, like, if you're targeting SaaS companies, this is a great way to go about it. And then Built With as well. You don't need to pay for Built With. What you can do is you can just go to Built With, and then you can just go to so here, or actually, I'm just going to talk through it. So essentially what you do is you go to Built With, and then you look up a software or just like a website, some sort of tool that your target audience would use. And then you can go into like all the companies in the US that are using that tool. You hit that, and then it's going to give you like a list of maybe 100. You can copy and paste those onto a Google Sheet, and then you can do that by state. So you can realistically collect like 5,000 leads manually from Built With of companies that are using a specific tool, right? And you can do this for like hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of tools out there. So this is the easiest way to go about just finding companies. Just go after like a competitor. If they're big enough, they'll be on there, and then you can just look at who they are or who uses them. Then you can go by state. Also recommend, if you're doing SaaS companies, do IO and do .ai. Those are really great as well. I don't know if on those you can go by state, but again, just do that with a bunch of companies and you'll end up with a Google Sheet with a ton of companies. Now, from there, you can either go through them manually, or you can run them through some sort of Clay or some integrator software like Clay or Freckle. And so the flow here is you find companies, then you find people at those companies. So like whoever you're reaching out to, if it's the CEO, the founder, like whoever that is, you find those guys, and you find their personal LinkedIn. You're gonna have to do this manually for the most part, unless you want to pay for like something like this. Then you're going to find their email, then you're going to verify their email, and then you're going to send. Here, I guess you also add there, or you connect with them on LinkedIn. Then once you connect with them on LinkedIn, you can send them a message. And then at the end as well, you can add Twitter. So what does the flow actually look like? So you go from Built With, you copy paste, which is what I just explained, and then you can paste that into Freckle, right? So this is what I recommend. You do Freckle on a free plan, and then you add your OpenAI API key, or like your whatever AI tool you want to use, and API key. And so it's going to be super cheap to run. And then you just prompt it to figure out like whether or not the company fits your ICP. And then you're going to run, essentially, once you figure out if they fit the ICP, then you're going to manually go through those and then find the people and their personal LinkedIns. So figure out if they fit ICP, then you go to like you can paste the company names that fit your ICP into Apollo. That's how you can find their LinkedIn. And then also the other thing you can do is once you have the website and they do fit your ICP, you can just scroll all the way to the bottom, and most of these companies will have LinkedIn like at the bottom. So you can just click on that, and that's going to open the company LinkedIn. Then once you're in the company LinkedIn, then you can figure out who the founder or the CEO is. You just go to people, like company page on LinkedIn, then you click on people, and then you connect with them. And then once they accept your connection request, you're going to DM them one day later. I don't like doing it same day because it just looks like too obvious. So just do it the next day, or at least wait like 12 hours. And then you can use Freckle or Apollo to find emails. And again, these are going to be the free plans. It depends on how much volume. If you want to use Freckle, then you will have to pay. You can probably get it, like if you're doing this manually, you can get away with the Freckle $99 plan. It gives you like 2.5 thousand credits, and that's like 2,500 emails. So which is like, if you're doing this manually per month, that is more than enough. Or you can also use the Apollo free plan, and I'm pretty sure it gives you like 100 email credits a month, something like that. And then you want to use or some sort of email verification tool. If you're doing this on Freckle, their waterfall enrichment already comes with verification. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even take a credit, so you can use that. And then, or you can just use Million Verifier if you're getting them from Apollo. So Million Verifier or Freckle, and then you send manually from your main domain. So I know this is like contrary to everything that people say about cold email online, I know, but you're not sending a lot of them. And there's a reason why you're doing it from your main domain. And there's a reason why you're not doing a lot of them. It's because when you reach out to other founders and you reach out to them from your main domain, they actually believe that it's not automated. And so you can essentially, like, you don't fall in the bucket of cold email, which is like a bucket in their mind. It's like, all right, cold emails, I'm probably going to ignore. But if someone's sending me an email from their main domain, then they're serious and like they're actually trying to reach out to me specifically. So that's why you send from your main domain. And that's why this works so well. You can send like max, it really depends on like how old your email domain is. But you can do like around 20. I'd probably not start off at 20. I'd probably start off with like 5 to 10 a day. Max, like 20 is max per email account, because again, like you really don't want to fuck up your main email domain. So to max 20 a day per account. And then you can just, like, if you have a co-founder, then you can use their email as well, or you can just kind of buy more, right? They're just $8 a month extra. So you want it to be your main domain, just get like 2 or 3 max. You really don't want to have a ton of these. Or I guess you could have a couple more. Just be careful. You don't want to have them all same IP, like all that stuff. Just be careful with that. And then what you can do at the end as well, you can find these manually, like find their personal Twitter handles either manually or through something like Drippy Navigator, and then you can send. Okay. So this, if you do this, like, it's absolutely going to rip, because, or like if you do that, you're going to find some great leads. And then what I recommend you do is, the way you really want to reach out to them is by combining these 5 things. So you're going to be asking for feedback. You're going to be giving them, this is if you have just like a tiny little bit of cash. You're going to ask for feedback. You're going to give them a gift card for their time, or you're going to offer a gift card for their time. We're doing $100 gift cards for their time, like if they hop on a call with you. And then you either want to invite them on the wait list or the beta. So how you structure this is, hey, first name, and then you can add some sort of personalized line, and then you essentially just let them know what you do in one line, and then let them know that, hey, would you be down to give me some feedback on the product I'm building? If you like it, I'd love to add you to the beta. I'd love to add you to the wait list. And then in return for your time, we'll compensate with some sort of gift card. So if you combine all that, you're going to have an absolute banger of an email. And then in the PS, I like letting people know that, hey, this is my real domain. Like, this is my actual domain, and I'm sending this manually. That's why this works so well, because people actually believe that it's manual, because number 1, it is. And number 2, you're sending from your main domain. So they know the outreach game if they're founders, and they know that you can't be sending out a ton of these. Plus, you're inviting them to the beta or the waitlist, right? So you're giving them like special access. You're asking for feedback, so you put them in like a pedestal of authority, And then you're giving them a gift card as well. So it's like, dude, I appreciate you so much. Like I'm spending what, like they know, right? So it's, you're going to them, you're asking for feedback, you respect their time. So you're giving them something back for like a gift card for their time. And you're giving them access to something. Plus they know that it's actually manual. So it's like, okay, well, this guy is actually trying to reach out to me. That's why this works so well, even if it's low volume. So this is what I recommend you do. Now, again, if you do this correctly, you will book a ton of meetings very quickly because you're going through each and every single company manually. And so what that means is that you, like, if you do this correctly, again, you, like every single person that you're reaching out to should have the pain point that you solve. And it should be like a very big pain point that's actually like, there's actually some pain in there if you dig into it. And so everyone, like whenever you hit someone, like you know for a fact that they have the pain point. And so odds are if you combine all these elements and the pain point is there, they're gonna be like, yes, I want this. Plus you're giving it to them for free because a beta or wait list is like, yes, I'm giving it to you for free. And so you're getting beta users and the goal is to like beta users, get them results, right? Turn them into paid users and then use those results to get more beta users. You get them results and then you just repeat that system until you don't have to get beta users. Your product is at a really good spot where people are not churning, and then you just go after and get more paid users. So that's the goal. In terms of content, right? What you want to be doing is at least one Loom YouTube video a day. Like if you're trying to go decently hard, and that's what we're doing here. These could be edited, but again, that's going to be a lot more expensive, and it's harder to do one edited video a day because again, you're relying on an editor. And so yes. And if your audience is B2B, they're just looking for value. That's kind of what I've learned. They're just looking for value, so they will stick around with like a boring video like this where I'm providing a ton of value on like exactly what you need to be doing if you want to get your first couple hundred SaaS users, right? So one Loom video a day, one LinkedIn post a day. If your ICP is on Twitter, post multiple times a day on Twitter and Reddit. I've actually never used Reddit, but I know like people use it very successfully. So if your ICP is on Reddit, then be posting on Reddit. And again, this whole thing stems from you being able to get results for people. If you can't do that, it'll just be a churn and burn machine and your SaaS will have no value, because what makes a SaaS valuable is the fact that it has sticky revenue. If there's no sticky revenue, you have no SaaS. And so this is why you repeat this cycle a bunch of times before you can just go out and get paid users. Because if you have the 4 SaaS pillars, which this is from Alex Becker, but essentially everyone that touches your SaaS needs to get results. They need to get results. Like it needs to be easy for them to get results. Painless billing. So think about something like Stripe, for example. They just charge you a percentage once you make money, and then has to have built-in distribution. So either some sort of like, Beehive has like powered by Beehive, like that kind of stuff, or you can have like some word of mouth initiatives where you incentivize people to either post about you or like share with their audience or like whatever, right? Probably another video I'm going to put out talking about the 4 SaaS pillars. But again, you need, like, this stems from you being able to get people results. Because if they don't, like, if you get people on the beta, but then they don't get results, then they're not going to turn into paid users. So you need to make sure everyone in the beta gets really great results. Once you get them results, you turn them into paid users, and then you use their results to get more beta users. And then you just repeat this cycle until you have product market fit, which is essentially like everyone gets results, or the majority of people get results. And they are like, you're getting a bunch of word of mouth. You're getting a bunch of new clients from word of mouth from your beta users or your paid users at that point. And if for whatever reason your product goes down, they're like bitching about it, or they're like, yo, I need this, right? So if that's like, just think about it. If you're using Stripe and it goes offline for like a day, like you're like, dude, you don't collect the cash for a whole day. Or imagine Stripe went out for like a week. That's kind of the type of stuff you want to be at. And so that's the whole thing here. Get beta users, get them results, turn them into paid users, use results to get more beta users, get them results, and then you just repeat this whole process, and then you can start getting just paid users without them having to be beta users. You could just do this and not mention the beta or the wait list. It won't be as effective, but you can't do that. It's just going to be harder, but you definitely can do that. And then that's it. Let's see what else I got in here. So that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions. If this helps in any way, let me know. If you actually do this and you get results, let me know. I'll leave all my links down below. Appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Peace.